Ready?
Happy birthday to
Wait, it's gonna take a while.
you. Yeah, that's okay. Take your time.
Did that take a while? That felt so short to me. Okay.
Yay!
You've been eating some too. Ate Tina's making it. Yay. This is what I've been craving. The whole